Well, hello, goddesses and Adonai. Happy Warrior Wednesday. And thank you for calling in to our second WOW call of 2016. Gosh, January flew by, didn't it? Well, this informative and inspiring call is about to thrill you because it's all about bookings. Are you ready? Julianne Jones is going to unleash a 24 bookings in 24 hours process for you. I have tingles just thinking of what your business would look like if you had 24 new bookings in your calendar. I know for sure that it would help take you closer to those extreme dreams that you have for yourself for 2016. Speaking of those dreams, I just have to say we had such a beautiful experience during our vision board workshop with Steve Gamlin last week. There was so much positive energy as everyone let their dreams come forward. You know, I struggle to find the words to express how my heart feels when I see people getting lit up and turned on by their dreams. And I get especially joyful when people make their dreams come true. I mean, the fact that Athena's helped brides like Amy Brown and Annie Driscoll create their dream weddings, that fills my heart with love. And knowing that Athena's families, goddesses, their partners, and their kids, like the Crams and the Carters, got to walk through the gates of Disney World, that impacts me deeply, knowing that Athena's helped make those things happen for those people and those families. To be a positive and uplifting part of your life is a blessing to me. And I feel really connected to all of you who shared your 2016 dreams with me. I got tons of Facebook messages and emails from those of you that made your boards, and you're feeling really good about this year. And I feel like this sense of urgency to help you check off as many things as possible this year. You know, this is the time where we create the traction and do what it takes to get into action. And there's already plenty of action taking place in Athena's land. Cindy Susie, she got a booking, a referral from a past hostess. And, you know, this hostess that booked a party based on that referral had over $600 in sales, and Cindy got 2 bookings. Way to go, Cindy. Silent Strickland from Texas, she sold over $880 at her Facebook party. Then there's the dancing goddess, Angela James from Mass. She danced her way through a $1,000 weekend. Go, Ange. And Massachusetts goddesses like Linda Norton, Lauren Goyette, Elena Richter are already having $1,000 parties and singing the song. And so is Julie Gallagher from New Hampshire, her first $1,000 party. Congratulations to all of you. Jess Carter from Maine, she had a $1,250 party with that hostess who was making hot dogs, which is so great. Daniel Potter from New Hampshire, she had a $2,000 weekend. And Alana Susko from New Hampshire, she had a $2,000 party. There's so much success swirling around. And this is our time. This is the season where Athena's sales go through the roof. Valentine's Day selling season is here. This is our Christmas. I will never forget the year that I did 10 $1,000 parties in a row leading up to Valentine's Day. That $10,000 in sales and the $5,000 in profit that I made in those 10 days was life-changing. Not many people can say that they made $5,000 in 10 days. I don't have a college education, you know. I'm just Jen. And what happened out of that streak of $1,000 parties, I was proud of myself. And I had so much money in my money bag, I struggled to zip it up. You know, I was a little tired, I'm going to admit, but it was worth it because I got to pay my bills way in advance, and I got to have all those extras as a mom, being able to supply lots of great things to my kids, and of course, I filled my spring with excited hostesses. If I can do it, you can do it. If you don't have parties on your calendar right now, this is your call. Listen, learn, and take what you learn and turn it into action. So I'm going to be giving you code words throughout this call. So listen carefully, stick around. Julie may give you one too, so make sure you listen carefully. The code words let us know that you are here, and they go towards your spoils of war. And your first code word for this call is major. Write it down, M-A-J-O-R, major. And now it gives me major pleasure to hand the call over to Julianne Jones, who is going to lay out her easy-to-follow step-by-step process to have your best booking blitz ever and fill your calendar with bookings, because a full calendar of parties will create income and momentum to get you to your 2016 dreams way faster. Here we go, everybody. Julie, take it away.
Hey everybody, hello, it's Julianne Jones. I want to welcome you to our second training webinar for the W.O.W program with your Athena's business, and I'm excited to be talking with you today about how to get bookings. That's probably the number one question people ask me about, the number one thing people need help with. And if you have a solid booking schedule, you have bookings on your calendar, everything in your business benefits from that, obviously. You are a party plan business, so you got to have bookings. So we're going to talk about several ways to make that happen today. Here's what we'll cover during this webinar. We're going to talk about why February is actually a great time to book parties, 5 steps to a successful booking blitz, and I know you have a booking blitz coming up company-wide, so we're going to talk a little bit about that, 5 steps to making a supportive, inviting phone call. I'm going to teach you my 24 bookings in 24 hours process, so get ready for that. And there's actually even a downloadable script for you to use as a part of this training. And then I'm going to talk about how to leave a voicemail that will get people to actually call you back. So we have a lot to cover during this training. Let's jump into it. So February is a great month to book parties, even though where you live, it might be a little bit dreary, it might be a little bit cold. I know that where I live, it's foggy and rainy and kind of not the most exciting time of year, but I think it's actually a great time to book parties, and I want to share with you a couple reasons why. So first of all, the obvious answer, especially for your product and in the first 2 weeks of the month, is Valentine's Day. And you should be offering a lot of dates between now and the 14th of February, maybe even some open houses or some shopping experiences for husbands, because you have the perfect product for this time of year. The fact that in a lot of the country, February is actually a pretty dreary month, like I said a minute ago, is a great reason to host a party. So as you're calling to make those booking calls, talk with them about how to get their friends out of their houses to celebrate love this month, and how a party is a great way to do that. So it gives them an excuse to say yes, even though it might not be, the easiest time of year where you live to get out, get around, the weather's not that great. So there are a lot of good reasons to book parties this month, and those are 2 of my favorite for you in February. Let's talk about going through a booking blitz, and I want to give you my 5 steps to a successful booking blitz so that you can use these either on your own with your team or as you go through your company booking blitz that's coming up in the next week or so. So a booking blitz is really the most, I think, important, effective tool that I've ever found for getting bookings right away, especially if you don't have a lot booked. And you can include your team if you have one, like I said. It's designed to give you a specific time and an incentive for getting as many bookings as you possibly can in a short burst of time. And I think this idea works so well because most people tend to respond well to incentives. And also because you can do anything, even if it's something that you don't really like making phone calls, for a short time, if you know there's an end in sight. Right? And that's the beauty of a booking blitz, is it's something that you can do for a short period of time that will bring you huge results. So I want to give you my 5-step system for creating a successful booking blitz for yourself, for your team, or anything in between if you're, like I said, going through your company booking blitz. So first of all, step 1 is to set a goal. So you have to decide how many bookings are you shooting for that time frame that you've set up for that booking blitz. And it's important that you start with the goal because you're going to miss 100% of the goals that you don't set, right? So make sure that this is something that you take the time to do and that it's a goal that you have to stretch a little bit for, because if it's too easy, it isn't going to inspire you to kind of go for it. So, make it what I call a leading edge goal. It's a little bit uncomfortable. If you hit it, it'd be really amazing. And if you don't hit it, you're still going to do really well because you're shooting for that goal. Okay, so that's the first step, to set a goal. Step number 2, set a time frame. and your company's done that for you, that booking blitz has a beginning and an end. This is important because deadlines tend to get you moving with a little bit more urgency. So if that clock is ticking, the gauntlet is falling, then you've got to take action now in order to make that happen. So how long will the booking blitz be? An evening or a series of evenings, or maybe even a whole week. And within the context of the time frame that your company gives you, you decide what's going to work best for you. Is it one night? Is it 2 nights? Is it one whole day? But give yourself that time frame and set it up ahead of time. Step number 3, you want to prepare with some training, which is what you're doing right here, and that's good by listening to this training. You're going to want to consider some extra training around how to get on the phone, which I'm going to talk with you about today, how to make your list of people that you're going to call. And if you have a team, you want to give them some training around this as well. And I recommend having a script. Like I said, I'm going to give you the 24-hour bookings and 24-hour script later. I'm going to talk about that in this webinar, and there is a handout that has that. It works really well for getting people off the fence and into the yes column. You can tweak that script to work for you, but make sure you have a script that you're working off of. Also, you want to learn how to leave an effective message, and that's really important because you're going to be leaving a lot of messages. People tend to, they don't always answer their phone, and so you want to role play with somebody a little bit to see, just to kind of practice what you're going to say if you do get someone, number one, if you get their message, and secondly, if you get them on the phone. So do some role playing so that you have those conversations before they're actually important and live and in person. Step number 4, you want to create a community for support. And that's what I love about the company booking blitz that your company is offering. It's everybody together, coming together to do that blitz. And that participation is what really makes a booking blitz, I think, so unique because you're supporting each other, you're inspiring each other. It's great to have a Facebook group set up. I know that there's a WOW group that you guys should use that during the booking blitz to come in and say, hey, I just booked another party. This is, what I am tweaking about the script that's working for me, so that, you're supporting each other and you're giving each other feedback and you're asking for feedback as well. You can also set up a Twitter hashtag if you want that people can follow. If you see other people getting excited from just, booking their 4th party in an hour, for instance, you're a lot more likely to feel that it's possible and to get on board with that. And if you are having problems, you can request support in real time on that Facebook page or, from the group. This is really something that I think helps a lot, and I love this idea. So make sure that you're creating a community. And again, if you have a team, you could create your own private community, either with a Twitter hashtag or through Facebook, like a private Facebook group, to help each other as well. So the 4th step is to create that community. Step number 5 is to create incentives for yourself or your team. Okay, so whether you're working with yourself or your team, and I know your company has set these up, there are prizes and incentives associated with the booking blitz, but you could create your own as well. I know that incentives work, especially for direct sellers. And your company knows that too. That's why they're always giving incentives for you to work harder in your business. So set up some incentives for yourself and or your team outside of what your company's doing around this booking blitz. So the more incentives that you create or offer, the more fun it's going to be for everybody. And in a group booking blitz, it makes it so much more of a community effort. And so I think it's important to set up personal incentives for yourself. So if I get this many bookings, I'm going to do this for myself, or I'm going to invest in that, or I'm going to get a pedicure, or whatever that is. Okay. So this is a good spot for the code word for this webinar. And that code word is blitzed. Blitzed, B-L-I-T-Z-E-D. Awesome. So let's move on. And I want to talk about the telephone. I love this graphic. Now that you have the details for how to do a booking blitz, let's do some training around how to pick up the phone. Picking up the phone is without a doubt one of the hardest things about working in our profession. You face just about every fear you have when you pick up a phone and start to dial. Rejection, looking stupid, bothering someone, not being liked, the list goes on and on. I've coached more clients than I can count around this issue, so I feel like a bit of an expert. So let me share a secret with you. Nobody likes to make phone calls to follow up or to ask for bookings or anything else. I still have to do this as a part of my work as a speaker and trainer, and it's not my favorite part of my job. But what I've learned is that once I really understood that most of my fear of picking up the phone came from the lies that I was telling myself about the people on the other end, it got easier. Because see, the truth is, most people are happy to hear from you. If they don't answer or return your call, it's not because they hate you or you're annoying them, even though that is the lie that you tell yourself, isn't it? It's because, like you, they're busy. I would say probably 95% of the time, if somebody doesn't call back or answer the phone, it's because their life is busy just like yours. And once you understand that, you can let go of the worry and pick up the phone. So I want to give you a systematic approach to making phone calls that might support you. Okay, this is my step-by-step system for that. First of all, I want to invite you to slow down and get centered before you pick up the phone. Ask yourself how you can support each and every person that you call and get into a place of curiosity and openness with them. So you want to have a list of all those that you want to contact, like ready to go, and then spend a minute or two thinking about that one person that you're calling before you pick up the phone and how you might support that person before you make that call. Because that gets you centered, and then your focus is in the right place when and if they do answer. Secondly, you want to open with acknowledgement. So have this in your mind before you make the call. That's part of that getting centered. What can I say to this person to acknowledge them? And it's really simple. You basically, as they answer, you're saying, gosh, it's so great to hear from you, or it's been so long since we visited. The last time we talked, or the other night at Daphne's party, you shared this with me. How are you doing? What's going on with you? I also love the acknowledgement of just, hey, it was really great to meet you. The other day you had such a great energy, or, we haven't talked in some time and you're one of my favorite customers. I just always love to visit with you. Something that acknowledges them. And then you want to go into inquiry that has nothing to do with the reason that you're calling. So again, how are you doing? What's going on with you? And then listen to their response. One of Stephen Covey's 7 habits of highly effective people is to seek first to understand and then to be understood. When people feel listened to and understood, it puts them in a whole different mindset. So, you're making sure that you give them a chance to share. And you can say, as you're, if you're using those phrases, the last time we talked or the other night you told me, you're able to say, I was noticing how much you enjoyed yourself that time, the other night at the party. Or when we were visiting before the party the other night, you told me how busy you are. And my radar went up because it sounds like you might need a break. It makes that call about her or that other person, not about you and your agenda. So remind her that your parties are about taking a little bit of time for yourself and that she deserves to do that. And also remind her that you, as the consultant, are going to partner with her, do as much of the work as possible for her. If she knows your commitment level, I think it's easier for her to say yes to you. And then once you've done that, you want to introduce the reason for your call. Now, if possible, you want to reference what they've just shared. So something like, wow, Sue, it sounds like you're really busy. That tells me that you need a break. And I have the perfect solution. Let me come and spoil you and your friends with a fun, relaxed girls' night out. You can get together with everybody all at once, so your busy schedule only has to have one night for all your friends. Or something like, it sounds like you're just a super amazing mom. But every mom needs a break. I'd love to give you a chance to take a break for just one night with your other mom friends. Okay, so a way to acknowledge maybe what they've just shared. Now, if an objection comes up, if you offer that and they say, gosh, I'm too busy, or I just don't think it's the right time or whatever, you can overcome objections before they even come up by offering things like theme parties, talking about the amazing host specials that your company has to offer. But if an objection comes up, they're usually vague and not specific. And in my experience, you can't overcome an objection unless you know what it is. So instead of just accepting, no, I'm not interested, no, I don't want to do it, no, it's not the right time, okay, great, I'll call you back, and then getting off the phone as quick as possible because you feel uncomfortable, ask a question to help them get to their objection. And one of the best questions for figuring that out is, well, what's holding you back? So I don't think I want to do this, or no, I'm not interested. What's holding you back? That question gets you to that person's objection. And then you can deal with it and overcome it. Well, I'm too busy. Well, I don't think I have enough room in my house. I don't know enough people. And when someone gives you one of those objections, I don't know enough people, you can come back and ask a question, how many people do you think you need to have at your party? Oh, I don't know, 10? Oh no, I'll show up for 4 or 5. That's settled. Let's do this. Okay, so ask the question, what's holding you back, to get to their objection. Now, if their answer still is not yes, you have to follow up. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I see direct sellers make is they take the answer no personally. Just like they take the fact that someone isn't answering the phone or calling them back personally. The truth is, 99% of the time, no means this is not the right time for me. And that means if you set up and commit to a clear follow-up schedule, then it is the right time and you'll be in front of that person and you'll get the bookings. So just ask politely, would it be okay if I follow up with you in a couple months once things settle down for you? I would love to work with you. So if it's okay, I'll just add you to my follow-up list and I'll give you a call back. And if they say yes, you have their permission, so it's okay to call. So hopefully you're ready to pick up the phone now. And I want you to think about how many calls you'll make every single day, week, and certainly for the booking blitz with some of the tools I just taught you. So let's talk about what to do when people don't answer. And I love this slide. Hi, I'm probably home. I'm just avoiding someone I don't like. Leave me a message. And if I don't call back, it's you. That's your gremlin, right? That's what your gremlin tells you. She doesn't like you. Stop bothering her. So you don't get a lot of calls back probably when you leave messages when you're making booking calls. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. If you're like most people, it's frustrating for you. And it happens because you're giving that person too much information. Okay? The more information that you give someone when you leave a message, the more likely they are to decide that they know why you're calling and they don't need to call you back. Okay? And it does really make a difference in your results. So you want to get somebody's attention, but you also want to incentivize them or give them the impetus to call you back. So in this case, less is definitely more. And you want to leave just enough information to pique their curiosity and not enough to let them know exactly why you're calling. Okay, so here's an example of what I would say. Hey, Shannon, it's Julianne Jones. I'm so sorry I missed you. I have a quick question for you. Could you give me a call back when you get a chance? Thanks, looking forward to talking with you. And of course, I leave my number and I tell them who I am if I don't think that they, have that information or know who I am. But you get the picture, okay? You don't really know why I'm calling. And I'm betting you're curious, right? Bingo. So curiosity leads to returned phone calls quicker than anything in the world. And once you get them on the phone, then you can engage and connect with them. Go through that list I just shared of how to make an engaging phone call and at least have a shot at getting what you need from that person, whether it's a customer or a host, a potential host, recruit lead, team member, whatever. Chances are good they'll call you back if you leave just a little bit of information and pique their curiosity. Okay, so that's really simple, right? Let's end by talking about the 24 bookings in 24 hours script. This is an amazing concept. You can download the entire script and there's a little bit of information on that script download that will tell you how to do it and what it's all about. It's a fairly simple idea, a wonderful training tool, and it's not going to take a lot of time. So here's how it works. First of all, you create a list of everybody that you can think of. So that would include previous hosts, customers, anybody who's expressed an interest in booking with you, friends, family, acquaintances, anybody you can think of who you think would be interested in booking a party with you. And you want this list to be as long as possible. If you're going to get 24 bookings, you probably ought to call about 100 people. But just rack your brain and think of as many people as you can. And then commit to call everyone on that list. Now, you might not be able to do it all in one day or night. You might have to spread it out. That's what I was talking about earlier about creating a time frame. If you get their voicemail, you're going to leave a message using the scripting that I'm going to give you. And that's also on that sheet. And this is how it sounds. Hey, this is Julianne Jones from my fabulous company, from Athena's. And I was calling to see if you would be interested in being one of my preferred hosts in the next few months. I have a challenge to book 24 parties in 24 hours. Now, I'm booking dates between now and actually February 31st, this would say, or you could change it and use it any time of year. If you say yes to booking your party with me in the next 24 hours, you're going to be entered to win a $100 shopping spree with my company. We have a new catalog for you and your friends to shop for. Whatever else is exciting and new, add that to the script, okay? Our host bonuses in the next 2 months are also awesome, and it's a great time to book a party. Please give me a call back to be one of my preferred hosts. My challenge ends at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. Thanks so much. Now, there are some components to this that I want you to be aware of, okay? So first of all, I'm going to go back. You make sure that you let them know who you are, where you're calling from, and then you introduce this concept. I have a challenge. You could even say, I've been issued a challenge, or I've been given a challenge to book 24 parties in 24 hours, okay? And then you tell them the time frame, and you give them some incentive. I'm going to enter you into a drawing for a $100 shopping spree. Okay, and then you tell them all the other great things that you have going on. And then finally, you want to make sure that you let them know when the challenge ends. Okay, and the beautiful thing about this is if you have people who've maybe been thinking of booking, this might just inspire them. Why? Well, first and foremost, they want to help you out. People generally want to do that. And this message is hopefully going to inspire them to want to be part of your win. It just might make them excited to think that they could help you kind of forward your goal. Plus, they have a chance to win $100 in free products, so that's not going to hurt either. You don't give that to everybody. That's a drawing. So everybody that books, all 24 of those people go into a drawing for $100. But here's the biggest reason why I think that person will probably call you back or say yes to this 24 bookings in 24 hours if you actually get them live on the phone. It's an outrageous, huge goal, right? 24 bookings in 24 hours. If you were to say, I was challenged to book 2 parties in 24 hours, people are going to most likely think, let somebody else do it. She'll get 2. But 24 bookings requires some buy-in. And in my experience, and I'll tell you in the experience of literally hundreds of people who've done this and then reported back to me, people will buy in. And this works. It's a really incredible tool. And imagine if you got even 12 bookings by utilizing these particular tools that I taught you. I want you to think about how that would impact the whole rest of your quarter and probably your year. Because remember, once you have bookings on your calendar, then you learn to get bookings from those in-home parties, and it perpetuates bookings on your calendar. And in the next couple of trainings, we're going to talk about some of those tools, host coaching and making that party so much fun that everybody wants to repeat that with their friends. Okay, so that's the idea. Remember that the code word for this webinar is blitzed, and I am looking forward to our next time together. Go out and create a full calendar of bookings during your booking blitz.
Well, thank you, Julie. Okay, warriors. Are you ready to set your booking goal for next Tuesday? Do you feel like you can stop telling yourself lies about picking up the phone? I'm talking to all of you, especially you, Kimberly. I'm envisioning an evening of excitement in a day, next Tuesday, of sharing. And can I ask you to commit to booking at least 2 parties in the month of February and to share your successes during the day and evening on the WOW page? Let's create excitement. Let's be there to celebrate and cheer each other on. So it's now time for me to give everyone on the call a chance to win an item from the new line. And that's always exciting because you can add it to your demo. You can use it as a hostess incentive. You can sell it at full profit, or you can stick it in your nightstand and anywhere else you'd like to stick it. So fill out the Google Docs survey that was included in your WOW email. And instead of sharing an aha moment this week, let's do this. Put in your goal for the booking blitz. What is your goal? How many parties are you going to book next Tuesday? So I want to thank Julianne because this call was amazing and totally inspiring, and she'll be back on February 3rd with her next kick-ass inspiring call. Oh, and don't forget that tickets for the February BBW went on sale on Monday. So the BBW is part of your WAR requirements, so don't miss the return of, sexpert Lisa Hoopus. She's going to be covering sex and disabilities. At your parties, you meet individuals who have struggles around disabilities. Not everybody, but there are some. So tune in and hear Lisa Hoopus' enlightening presentation so you can help those customers. You're also going to get to learn from Goddess and Company trainer Cece Valero. Our mermaid goddess has been on a passionate path of sex education for years, and she's ready to share her demo with you. In addition, of course, we'll be doing raffles and recognizing our top sellers and recruiters and leaders of January. It's a time for people to start collecting their purple bags and their keys to that new $10,000 treasure box. And speaking of the $10,000 treasure box, remember, we are going to be giving a random key away to the $10,000 treasure box to one lucky person who participates in the Blitz next Tuesday. So someone is going to get a key to the $10,000 treasure box just for participating in that Blitz. So make sure you participate. As far as the BBW goes, whether you travel to wonderful Woonsocket to sit in our live studio audience, or you sit at home in front of your iPad or watch the live stream in your jammies, please choose to be part of the learning and the love, because those who learn more, earn more. And team leaders, if you're listening, please share this information with your teams and get them excited to participate in the BBW. Okay, time to give you the final code word and the instructions to submit it. We are now using Google Docs, thanks to Jim Kalos, for all proof of attendance for WOW, WAR, teletraining, streaming BBWs, those kinds of things. So please open your email, the one that you received that contains this link with this call, and fill out that digital form. This will be counted as proof that you were here for your Spoils of War and will enter you to win the free item that I'm giving away. So you must fill out your form completely and by midnight on Warrior Wednesday in order to get entered to win the free item. Can't listen on Wednesday? That's fine. You have till 11:59 p.m. on Friday, January 29th, to complete and submit the Google Docs survey so that it goes towards your Spoils of War. So by submitting this information, we know that you were here, and you'll get that credit for the spoils. So now here's the final code word that you've been waiting so patiently for, and it's success. SUCCESS, success. So I look forward to seeing your Blitz goals and connecting with you on the WOW page. Thank you so much for being here and part of this call. I am so excited to see how many bookings you get on your calendar next Tuesday. So thank you again, and we'll see you soon.